Sutton Stracke responds to RHOBH critics amid backlash over her reunion antics. Season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion aired its final episode on April 15, with the last of the three-part reunion. However, days later, Sutton Stracke felt the wrath of viewers. Sutton has been getting heat for turning her back on RHOBH, seemingly prompting the actress to quit the show after 5 seasons. The duo's once close friendship is now broken, and we'll have to wait and see if it can be repaired. The Southern belle initially ignored the ongoing backlash about her behavior over the past few weeks. However, she recently broke her silence and responded to harsh comments on her page. Sutton Stracke responds to backlash over her treatment of RHOBH. Angry RHOBH fans are not letting up on Sutton over how she treated Barcel at the reunion. The Southern belle had restricted comments on her recent post amid ongoing backlash. She shared another photo with her son and allowed comments, assuming that the critics would let up. She was wrong. One commenter recounted the last few minutes of the reunion when the women were asked to share a memorable moment from the season. "Barcel chose to uplift you and your relationship with your mom," exclaimed an Instagram user. "And instead of taking this opportunity to uplift her back when she's down, you decided to choose to encourage and connect with Erica, the woman that put you down so badly all season." At Bayatrino, "I said it was the biggest surprise," Sutton retorted, "truly surprised that we weren't at our throats for once." Another Instagram user reasoned Barcel finally woke up and realized her friend wasn't really her ally when she needed her to be, adding that Sutton only wants Kyle's approval and support. Sutton responded to that comment with, "Untrue." RHOBH unfollows her RHOBH castmates. Meanwhile, eagle-eyed viewers noticed that RHOBH did a mass unfollowing of her RHOBH castmates. And in case you're wondering, yes, Sutton was included in that batch. It's hard to tell if she was following everyone at the start of the season, but we know she was following Kyle Richards, and that's no longer the case. She's also not following Erica Jane, Dorrit Kemsley, Bozoma St. John, or Sutton Stracke. The only RHOBH women in Garcel's good graces are Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly. Sutton Stracke is no stranger to raising a perfectly manicured eyebrow or sparking debate with her signature Southern charm and unfiltered candor. But after the explosive Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 13 reunion, the fan chatter has shifted from playful memes to full-on backlash, with viewers and fellow castmates alike questioning Sutton's behavior, emotional spirals, and one particularly unforgettable fainting episode that some labeled dramatic pageantry. Now, in her true, unapologetic fashion, the boutique owner and philanthropist is responding to her critics with the kind of flair only Sutton can deliver. "I didn't come on this show to blend in," Sutton told Bravo Weekly in an exclusive sit-down at her West Hollywood boutique. The Sutton concept, where racks of pastel couture stood in stark contrast to the firestorm outside. "If you want a Stepford wife, I suggest tuning into a different franchise. It was real, every tear." During the reunion, Sutton visibly broke down when confronted about her long-standing issues with fellow cast member Erica Jane, which included jabs about money, integrity, and of course, a certain legal case Sutton famously called out back in season 11. But it wasn't just her tears that raised eyebrows, it was her sudden collapse, which host Andy Cohen described on camera as a shocking moment that halted production for several minutes. "That faint wasn't for show," Sutton said, crossing one leg over the other as she sipped sweet tea from a crystal goblet. "I hadn't eaten. I was under stress. My iron levels were low, and yes, I passed out. What did people want me to do? Tap dance through it?" She smirked, clearly aware that many viewers took to social media to accuse her of playing up the drama. "I'd never stage something like that. I'd rather wear head-to-toe polyester than fake a faint." The Erica effect. While Sutton says she's moved past her feud with Erica Jane, she acknowledges that some wounds never fully heal. "We've done the tango, the foxtrot, and maybe even a little interpretive dance," she laughed. "But there's a difference between making peace and forgetting history." Many fans saw Sutton's passive-aggressive remarks toward Erica during the reunion as petty, especially when she questioned Erica's newfound humility, but Sutton defends her side fiercely. "I've always held people accountable. That's not being petty. That's being principled, she explained. If someone walks into a room and expects us all to forget the last 5 seasons because they wore a softer lipstick shade this year, that's not growth, that's just good PR. Dorrit drama and diamond dust. Another reunion moment that lit up Twitter like a 4th of July sparkler was Sutton's sharp exchange with Dorrit Kemsley, whose marriage rumors became the elephant, or perhaps the channel-clad giraffe, in the room. When Dorrit implied that Sutton lacked compassion, Sutton shot back with a now viral line. "I've given more hugs than your therapist has prescriptions." "I said what I said," Sutton said with a shrug. Was it sharp? Maybe. But Dorrit has a way of weaponizing vulnerability. She sprinkles every sentence with diamond dust, but sometimes beneath the sparkle, there's a lot of shade. Sutton revealed that while she doesn't hold grudges, she believes certain friendships on the show have reached their expiration date. As for Dorrit, let's just say I'm not lining up to renew that particular subscription. The Ice Queen cometh. One cast member who remained surprisingly silent during the reunion's most heated exchanges was Crystal Kung-Minkoff, a silence Sutton says she noticed. She was there, sitting in her couture, saying very little, Sutton noted, her tone tinged with sarcasm. Sometimes silence is louder than words, but I've learned not to chase people who can't clap when you win or cry when you hurt. Rumors have swirled that Crystal and Sutton's once promising friendship is now little more than surface-level civility. I love Crystal, but it feels like she's auditioning for something else. Maybe a Disney villain spin-off? I don't know. Breaking the internet, but not breaking down. Despite all the social media backlash, Sutton insists she's not fazed by what she calls the digital dissection of her every move. "I've been called everything from a drama queen to a steel magnolia in stilettos," she said, laughing. Let them tweet. Let them meme. I live rent-free in half of Beverly Hills group chats. Sutton has no regrets about how she handled herself at the reunion, though she admits she might have worn different heels had she known she'd be lying on the floor for a portion of it. "You don't pass out in Preda platforms without some serious core strength," she joked. Looking ahead, Season 14 and beyond. With Season 14 already in early development, Sutton is teasing a version of herself that's more centered, but still spicy. "I'm exploring therapy, crystals, and maybe a psychic or two," she confessed. "But don't think I'm going soft. I'm just giving myself room to evolve without losing my edge." She's also not ruling out expanding her business empire. There may be a memoir in the works, and maybe a reality show spin-off. Imagine Sutton's Southern Sanctuary, where I help women find healing through haute couture. I'm manifesting it. A final word for the haters. To those still questioning her authenticity or motives, Sutton had a signature one-liner at the ready. "I am who I am, darling. I cry hard, I love harder, and if that makes me a villain in your Bravo playbook, so be it. I'd rather be misunderstood than mediocre." And with that she adjusted her pearl necklace, stood up in her lavender Louboutin heels, and exited the room like a woman who knows her worth, and isn't afraid to fight for it, fainting spells and all.